God is awesome. God is absolute, divine, the sovereign mighty one, the absolute one, the Holy Father. Before the foundation of the earth, life was created in mystery through all divine power. And life have given us bodies in time for a purpose in moments. Every one of you have a birthday, isn't it? We call it a happy moment, a successful moment. Mama laugh, smile, excited to see the child for the first time. It's glorious. Give the Lord a mighty hand. But Mama's sad to see the child pass through death. There is great moments among us, and there's great sadness among us. Great moments that you will never forget for the rest of your life. Moment that cause you laughter. Moment that cause you reminding that life is happiness. But some of you truly have some sad moment that cause you pain for a very long time. Today, we cause the greatness of God to remove the sadness of the enemies. There is no doubt that God exists, because if God truly didn't exist, you could not exist. So there must be a God somewhere. You may have a date and to say you're born on the 20th of this month, you're born on the 1st of this month, you're born on the 2nd of this month. But truly none of you know when you're born, because life don't born one day. Life take months to come alive. Life take years to come alive. When life truly transferred to the mother of the womb of the mom, life just don't born same time. Life go through process. The fragrance of life have to place particles together. Doctor said some will take 7 months, 8 months, 9 months for life to appear. Most of these babies, they call them premature. But because the premature baby don't have all of the pieces together, they die before time. Because life have to complete in one shadows. Very unique in its class. Very unique in its fragrance. Because life is a wonderful fragrance that God leave in power. So none of you don't born one day. You get many days of your life to create. None of you die one day. The day you're born is a day that starts to appear in your life. The more you eat well, the more you exercise well, the more you drink well, is the more you build walls around death not to come close to you. But all of you, some of you take 95 years to die. Some of you take 70 years to die. Some take 40 years to die. But none of you really die one day. You take years for life to leave your body. Life is a mystery. A wonderful mystery. Life comes in thousands of fragrance, a sensation of smell that will last a lifetime. Life don't come from one place. Life comes from many different levels, many different dimensions. Until certain parts of your life come together, that baby will never birth through the mama. You will never get a whole car at one place. The tire man have the tire shop for the car. The rim man have the rims in different atmosphere. The engine man have the engine in a different parish. You with me, somebody? The body of the car is in different location. All of these company have to come together to create one car. Although the engine leave the car, that don't mean the car don't exist. You have to go to the manufacturer to get an engine to replace the car. You have particles in your life that even when those mystery leave your life, life still there. Even when the doctor pass you dead for 14 days, life still stay in your body. Because there's a special fragrance in your body that just don't leave your body like that. A man that medically died for 2 weeks can still get up and walk. And that's why most people bury alive, because they don't know the mystery of God that lies in shadows. Because the battery missing from the car and the headlamp can't come on and you can't see the starter ignite the car, or you see any light on the dashboard, that don't mean the car is dead. Life is still within shadows. Just need the battery to come back alive. You have 5 important fragrances that run your body. And those fragrances will stay for weeks in your body, although the doctor pass you medically dead. You can stay for 40 days and still get up. And that's why Jesus could raise Lazarus from the dead in the 4th day, because there's a special fragrance that you call him by name, he appear. There's combinations to equip your natural body. But we as human beings, all the combinations have been hidden from us. That's why today we're locked in slavery. We're locked in prison. We don't know where we go from here. All we have is a promise that they said Jesus left behind. Going to make a place, prepare a place to put us. And your great grandma died at 96, and Jesus didn't come and show her the apartment that he built to put her when she's going. Your grandma died at 110. And she don't know where she's going, because all we have to hold on is a promise of sweet Jerusalem. Somebody say we must light a candle sing a song, and find our way back home. But where is home? It's amazing how you know where you're going and you stop the taxi at your stop and you pull your gates and go in. But when you don't know where you're going, it's a problem. You just keep wandering away, thinking what next? Where do we go from here? What do we do in life? Life is a super mystery. The fragrance of man don't leave the clothes even if they die. And that's why it's very important for you not to wear a dead man clothes. Because life is not the body. Life is fragrance. That's why the other man will take your clothes with your sweat. Because it's not your body is you. It's your sweat is you. That's why they will take a piece of your hair, your underwear, and bring it to the witchcraft man. And when he take the fragrance, the DNA from your underwear, your hair, your ganzi, your t-shirt, your sweat, he can destroy your natural body. A man that die and you have his clothes in your house, he will torment you for the rest of your life because his fragrance is still there. He'll coming back for his clothes. Whatever clothes a dead man or woman wear, you should burn it immediately after they pass. The sheets that they sleep on, the pillow, the bed, whatever that they touch must be washed away immediately because the sensation and the fragrance of their life still lay in shadows. Calling them to come back for something that they leave behind. Be careful of the dead clothes that you're fighting over. Be careful of the dead bed that you're fighting over. The chair that the old woman sit down in every single day, when she passed, she still come and sit in that chair. You should burn that chair to get away the presence and the DNA from the atmosphere. Very important. No one don't truly die, but someone truly pass, truly change. Life don't appear one day. Life will be years together. The fragrance of man attract energy that will hold on your life for decades and top of decades. All of you are suffering right now because something in your house attracting a negative energy that you don't want to attract in your house. The color that you wear, the clothes that you wear attract energy. The tree that plant beside your house where you sleep attract energy. If you take example of a cedar tree attract contention energy, that anyone that have a cedar tree and their property will always in contention with the neighbor. A plum tree attract negative energy for woman, just like the plum tree going through his time, the woman will go through her time. You have some flowers that they call the crotony flowers. It attracts poverty energy. That once that flowers is at your fence, none of you prosper in that atmosphere. Be careful of the tree that you have in your surrounding. Life is amazing. Life is in shadows. Let life flow supernaturally, and life will please your atmosphere. There is 4 energy power that make up the mystery of life. But there is 5 important energy power that stand within life. If you can identify them by name, you would live for 500 years, 600 years, 900 years. The manipulation of man started when Jesus appeared upon the earth. Because before Jesus, all the humankind, all the human race didn't have Jesus to call upon. But they used to live for 1,000 years, 900 years. Abraham lived for 700 years. Even more, as the Bible described in writing. Ezekiel appeared, disappeared. All of these generations before Jesus born didn't just die like that, because they know the combination that make up life to call upon. But after Jesus, the generation started to die at 10 years old, 5 years old, 15 years old, because we don't have the generation of power to call upon like the generation that passed. But they give us a name, Jesus, to call upon. And all of you call upon Jesus. Some call upon Buddha. Some call upon Michi, Selassie. All of these guys that you call upon, you still die at 40 years old, 30 years old, 25 years old. But the combination of life, that generation that passed before Jesus, could not die at 100 years old. 100 years old, they're playing cricket, they're playing football, they're playing netball. They're still young, isn't it? Look at these generations in the past, before Jesus. Enoch, Abraham, all of these names that the Bible call, they live for decades and top of decades. They didn't have the name Jesus to call upon. They didn't have a begotten son to call upon. They didn't have the communion that eat of his body and drink of his blood to call upon. But they lived for decades, 700 years, 900 years. None of you live for 150 years. Not even 25% close to the men that live in the past. You see something wrong with us? None of you in Christ have never lived one day. None of you have never lived one day. None of you have never have a birthday from your born. The Bible states very clear that 1,000 years in your sight is one day for the Lord. So for you to live one day for God, you have to live 1,000 years. You have never lived one day yet from your born. You have never lived one day from your born, because 1,000 years in your sight is just one day for the Lord. So you have never lived one day for God. None of you have never lived half a day. For 500 years in God's sight and your sight is half a day for the Lord. So for you to live half a day for God, you have to live 500 years. None of you have never go 20% of the 500 years. For you to live quarter day for the Lord, you have to live 250 years. Not even your greater grandma have never got half of that. You see how far manipulation coming from? 1/3 of a day. None of you have never passed that. Not even your greater grandma. So all of us have been manipulated, blind from the power of God. There is a power that called Asara. Asara is one of the most powerfulest power source, fragrance that stay in your body to keep your life. Asara. Asara name is more powerful than the Jesus that you're calling upon. I just give you a combination and you don't take out your pen. Where you come from? I just give the church a combination and no one is writing. Yes, Sarah. If you feel pain, if you feel depressed, you feel like you're growing, you feel getting weak, Sarah, 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 Sarah. But no, you love the blood of Jesus. That's why you say blood up. Today I'll give you 5 combinations that will keep your life. I spell them for you. And just in case they come from me too early, remember I give you a combination before I pass. Number 1. If you're in the hospital, if you're sick, families in the hospital, these are names that you should call upon. Touch the body and call these combination. Life start activate within power. Wherever you are around the world, if you're going through problems, troubles, trials, going through interview, wherever you're going through, these are names of combination. You ready? S-A-M-A-N-A. S-A-M-A-N-A. Number 1. S-A-M-A-N-A. Number 1. Second one, T-R-A-N-A-H. T-R-A-N-A-H. How you pronounce that? T-R-A-N-A-H. T-R-A-N-A-H. Give you combinations. The third one, W-A-T-H-A-N-A. W-A-T-H-A-N-A. How you pronounce it? W-A-T-H-A-N-A. Number 4. A-P-A-N-A-H. 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 Number 5. A-P-R-A-N-A-H, 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 A-P-R-A-N-A-H. The last one. V-I-N, V-I-A-N-N-A-H, V-I-A-N-N-A-H, V-I-A-N-N-A-H. Repeat the last one. Welcome to university. V-I-A-N-N-A-H. These are a combination for let you have a wonderful life. So life made up of many particles of energy. They come from different dimensions. They come from different grounds, different levels, different organizations. The fragrance of a dead man will call back the man in your house. Burn that dead bed, woman. Burn that dead chair that the man used to sit in every day. Burn that plate that he eat in every day. Paint over the house. Change his sensation. Change out his fragrance out of the house. Don't let no one touch your underwear, your brassiere, your hair that you trim. Don't let no one have nothing to do with your clothes that you wear, because it's a part of your life fragrance. If you know you live into a spooky atmosphere, don't hang clothes outside. Hang it on the veranda. Drill up. Hang it on the rooftop. If you lose a shirt and you see it in 3 days, don't wear it back. If you lose a shoes and you see it in the next week, don't wear it back. Your DNA have been tampered. And the fragrance of energy will attract many, many particles of uncircumcised Philistine. Many of you suffer today because your clothes is in yonder. Some of you women, you don't know the man from Adam. You're going to look for him, and before you go with one suit and one little clothes and a scandal bag, you bring your whole house. So you don't remember the amount of clothes you wear. You don't miss them because you bring too much. You must count. I bring 5 pieces of clothes here. I'm going back with the 5. But you bring your whole suitcase. You bring your whole barrel and a shipment and a wharf you go. Most of you is not sensitive enough. You leave your DNA everywhere. You leave your clothes that you wear anywhere. And you don't know. That's a target. That's a weapon of mass destruction. Your life is counting on your sweat in that shirt. Your life is counting on your sweat in the shoes. Your sweat in that brassiere, that underwear. Don't let no one just put on your clothes while you pull on to yesterday. Why are you wearing my clothes? What's the problem? Why are you using the same rug that I use? What's your problem? Is you tying something? Why you put the both of us name on the same paper? What's your problem? What's your intention? Be careful of the energy that lasts in shadows. It's not every hotel you go and you just lie in their pillow and their sheet and you leave and gone. You don't know who gonna lie after you. Bring your one sheet. Bring your one pillow. Spray up the bed. Alcohol. Disinfectant. But because you love lie down and you love just, and when you lie down, wake up easy. They have to take machete and lick you to get up and shake you. When your jaws, is like a train passing the Portmore. All of you must be very sensitive. I don't want to hear nothing from you. I want to see it on paper. Do a HIV test. Do a syphilis test. Do a this test. Do a that test. Bring it to me. Now, man, me clean. I don't want to hear nothing from your mouth. I want to see it on paper. But some of you, man, you don't have time for wait. You just love chucking a pool. Like the river. And you can't swim. That's why you're drown. And when you drown, you come to prophet. That's why prophet have to charge you to save you from drowning. Come back with broke foot out of the pool. You eye them gone down. You wiggle. And man a worm. You must have common sense. You must have common sense. Why do you give me a plate of food and you're not eating none out of it? What's your problem? What you up to? Eat some first. Honey, I prepare your dinner. You prepare my dinner? Prepare? I don't like when you say prepare. That's so unset up, isn't it? So let us go. Let us go eat. Since you prepare, let us go eat. Me eat. You eat already? Me eat already too. But because some of you are wanga got, you not even pray over the food, so the spirit could tell you something. You just open your mouth, make fly take it, and eat. Then next week, your neighbors start hurt you. Then your belly start get puffy. Then she starts say, one day for the curry goat where you eat down the wholesale, she distract you from what she do. Or where him do, isn't it? Never too tired to look after your own food. Never too tired to look after your own drink. For what you put down here, stay down here. "98% of the persons that buried in the grave, they bury alive. Just need a prophet to call a combination to wake them back up." Even when all of the body, give me Ezekiel and the dry bone. Where is my? Even when the flesh come off the body, Sarara still stay with the bone of the person. Lord, send a prophet Ezekiel. He said, take them up, wake them up in the cemetery. If they bury my people alive, they don't know my people can't die. Ezekiel said, they're rotten, all they have is bone. He said, enter the combination, and they will start to walk by dry bones, and flesh will start to grow upon the bones of my people. They are not dead. Hundreds of people dream their family and say, I'm not dead. I'm alive. They bury me dead, but I'm still here. Still here. Refuse to leave the body, because this combination were assigned by God to stay with this body forever. Even when the bones become dust, Sarara still stay in the atmosphere, waiting for someone to enter the combination to cause flesh to come back and the dust to come back alive. God raising a prophet in these days to come on your auntie, your uncle, all of those people in the grave gonna come back one day, and you shall see them just like Ezekiel and the dry bone. The Bible said the day King Hosea died, God's people shall prosper. The day that crosses past and die, everybody shall prosper. The day King Hosea died, that keep on holding the people them in bondage, the whole place shall prosper. Nobody in the devil lay no hands upon your head. God put an energy power in your head to cause attraction to come to you. And every time that crosses, I pray for you, you cover it. Stop make man touch your head. Touch him on my shirt. Don't touch my head. This is my power. Every time, and when him says you're now drop, him push you down. Cover your head. You'll be killed that crosses over upon your head.
Ezekiel 16.
Ezekiel 16.
Reading from verse 9.
Reading from verse 9.
Then washed I thee with water.
I, the Lord, will wash you with water.
Yea, I thoroughly wash away thy blood from thee.
I thoroughly washed away every blood you then put upon you.
And I anointed thee with oil.
And I will anoint you with fresh oil.
I clothed thee with broidered work.
I clothed thee with bridal work.
And shod thee with badger skin.
And I put you pretty skin that made me give you some body butter, aloe fillet, pretty lotion, jergens. Come on.
And I girded thee with fine linen.
And I girded thee with fine linen.
And I covered thee with silk.
And I covered thee with silk, nice clothes.
I decked thee also,
yes,
with ornament.
I give you ornament.
And I put bracelet upon thy hands.
Bracelet upon your hand.
And a chain on thy neck.
I put pretty chain upon my daughter's neck.
And I put a jewel on thy forehead.
I put jewelry upon your forehead if you want it.
And earrings in thine ears.
Bore your ears, woman. And put ears in your ears.
And a beautiful crown upon thy head.
And a beautiful falls here upon your head. The Bible said, so them saying if we falls here. How them saying if we wear jewelry? Where Bible just a little while. Read over.
Then wash I thee with water.
Wash thee with water. Wash away the blood of them put upon God people.
Yea, I thoroughly wash away thy blood from thee.
You know when the old people have a scrub with the scrubbing board? Yes. Yes.
And I anointed thee with oil.
And then anoint with oil. Take off the cross and put upon you. Yes.
Then wash I thee with water.
Wash thee with water.
Yea, I thoroughly wash away thy blood from thee.
Wash away the blood and put upon God people.
And I anointed thee with oil.
Anointed with anointing oil. Precious.
I clothed thee also with broidered work.
I clothed thee with bridal work.
And shot thee with badger skin.
And bridal skin, that means body butter.
And I girded thee about with fine linen.
Fine linen. Continue.
And I covered thee with silk.
Covered thee with nice clothes, silk.
I decked thee also with ornaments.
I give you ornaments, that mean things to put on you. Yes.
And I put bracelet upon thine hands.
I put bracelet upon my good people them hand.
And a chain on thy neck.
Put chain upon your neck, pretty woman.
And I put a jewel on thy forehead.
Jewelry upon your forehead if you want it.
And earrings in thine ear.
Blow your ears and flash it. Yes. Talk to me.
And I put a jewel on thy forehead.
Jewelry upon your forehead.
And earrings in thine ears.
Ears ring in your ears.
And a beautiful crown upon thine head.
And a beautiful crown. Beautiful false hair upon your head.
Thus was thou decked with gold and silver.
Give your gold
and thy raiment was of fine linen.
Hold on, tap this up, I don't know. So if you come to my church, you dry head, you come out. You don't want no dry in my church. Go and make your 70 Adventist and your old church. Put on false there and pretty up and come down here. Because you're so nice. We are the world. Here is so nice. No false, nothing. Everything must straight, everything must ears ring. If you don't have no lipstick, put on some. Them have some cool lady, you can fix it up, put it on. And roll out. So roll out. Roll out. Roll out. When you roll out, no boy run with you. We are the world. Woo! 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 Hey! Hey! Because them roll out in a dry head. My husband wants no dry head. So when them husband no go home, then say a prophet Rowe daughter them take them away. Come on, man. Anything the devil receive that is good is because my people don't want it. But long as my people want it anyway, then we have done for that. Anyway, him or she or it there. We have gone for that. The righteousness and the success of the wicked must transfer to the just. Prophet Rowe people them now use cake soap. Prophet Rowe people them now use carbolic. Body wash. Body butter. Olive fillet. Next one they call it what? Sod silver, what they call it? It have some different names. No, I'm not use gas steel. 2, 3. We don't use Irish Spring neither. Irish Spring we give away. Dove, isn't Cetaphil. Talk to me now, man. Victoria's Secret. Them call it something you put on your teeth name. Bracelet. Braces. The moment you baptize, you now enter into a covenant with dead spirit because you now activate that you agree that Jesus did. The angels of God started to turn off from you because God cannot die. The moment you enter into that covenant that you agree that your God dead, the devil take you over. And the moment you start baptized, you start to go through long suffering, torment. The pastor says you must have faith. Faith is not of God. Faith park you up like old Joe. I wait till God soon come. There is nowhere God gone to come back. God is here. So you lose your job. Why you lose your job? Because you're trying to divert in mixed atmosphere. Your wife walk out, your husband walk out, things start happening. You go back to the pastor, he pray for you, he say have more faith. 2 years you're out of a job, and you say you are serve God, something wrong with you. If God is for you, when that man go to work and must come home by 3 o'clock, he reach home 2:30. That car that you're driving, that you borrow loan to get, and now God give you, and you work hard for it. When God give you a car, you not pay for it. It come full, no loan to be paid. That is God. You be careful of giving God thanks for. Woman, when God give a husband, no other woman exists. You not even remember saying to me on the road. Man, when God give a good wife, no other man exists for her. All she know are you. You see that bed where lucky dollar run down over? I devil give you. And you work hard for it. When God gives up, you know how fit. Your hard working sweat get that. And now God give you. Work it. But when God gives, there is no string attached. That visa where if every minute to apply for a visa, you don't get it. You think you're a person on a visa, you have to let me pray for you get visa, you think you get it. Crazy. Until me as a pastor get a visa, you can't get no visa in here. That's how they think. Your pastor don't drive and you want to drive, you're crazy. You have to wait till he drive first. As in go home, he said, God, mash up that. Not give him nothing. Make me drive first. But in my church, everyone enough to drive. I was shocked to know we have 265 persons in the church in our passport. I was shocked. Now I have to find money to apply for 265 person passport plus Morocco. So tomorrow morning we have the immigration from Kingston will come down, his staff. We have JP from Maple will come in. We have 150 farm already at the church in Maple. We're trying to get in at least a next 150 farm this afternoon. So all of you who don't have a passport, just run down to Maple so we can get the farm them up and running. You must bring your ID, your TRN, your NIS, and 5 passport size pictures. And your birth paper to show that you exist. Once we get that passport for you, then we move to a next level. Because you will never have a passport without you put something in it. After we put something in it, and no matter how we go in it, once you go in it, a prophet Rowe very spooky. Anyhow, may I forget it night that we go in there. Once me send you out, me done with you. Don't even call me, because me have more people. Once me send you upon that plane, don't even call me. No more prayer for you, you pray for yourself. Anytime you call me, it's telling me to check the account. Nothing more for you. We go around and 1 and 2 people bar empty, then we go shop empty, we stock them shop, stock them bar. There's a lady down the road, looking her little shop. Can't say she really has suffer. So I said, Mama, we're going to have to stock your shop today. We don't like your shop look. She said, really, sir? I said, no worry, sir. 1 phone call. In half an hour, 1 big old van come. Now, where does that man come from? I'm going to know you see she have my big picture in her shop. Never see prophet now want to bar it. Big picture in her bar. Stocky bar. But you know, them not drink, so we have to drink. When Jesus can't get no wine, he have to turn water into wine. Prophet might not drink rum, but we drink Malta, isn't it? You drink Arizona, you bore a hole in your heart. Gatorade, isn't it? Or Lucozade. Today you shall be free, my son. Today you shall be free. Today you shall be free, my son. Today you shall be free. Every demon that fights you shall leave you. Every spiritual fight you shall leave you. Every demon that fighting you shall leave you. Every demon that fighting you shall leave you. You shall be free. 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 Go home. I am the God that healeth. Stretch your hands and say, Lord, heal me. Heal me, Lord. Heal me. Today is your day for miracles. Today is your day for miracles. Today is your day for miracles. Today I loose you from the hands of the enemies. Today I loose you from the hands of the enemies. Fire! Come out. Come out. Come out to her, you demon. I loose you. Come out to her. Come out to her. Come out to her. You will not go back with her. Come out. Come out. Come out. Come out. 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 Come out. Come out. Come out. Come out. Out. Everybody say fire. 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 Come out. Loose her. Loose her. You'll never go back with her. You have her too long. You have her too long. You're a demon from hell. She will pull on weight today. She will pull on weight. She will be happily married. She will have her own business. Come out. Come out. Come out. She shall put on weight. She shall have her own business. She shall have her own business. She shall put on weight. She shall happily married. You'll never go back with her. You'll never go back with her. You'll never go back. Fire. Fire. You'll never go back. Come out. 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 You'll never go back. You'll never go back. She shall put on weight. She shall put on weight. She shall put on weight. She shall happily married. She shall happily married. She shall happily married. She shall put on weight. You demon from hell. Go back where you come from. Go back. Today you shall be free. I remove every demon that's fighting you. This body will be a body of God, a holy, sanctified, anointed one. You shall have married. You shall have your own house. You shall have your own house. You shall put on weight. In 48 hours, you shall start putting on weight. Yeah, come on, the power of God. I free you from the hands of parasites. Today you're free. Through all circumstances. I send the power with you. Go home. Somebody gonna bust big in this place, bigger than the universe. Come here. days of crying is over. Today is a day of victory. No more tears. No more weakness. You'll never cry again. Your heart is burning with tears, grief, sorrows, pain, and headaches. You can't find yourself. Today, God says you'll find you. Free the man now, you demon from hell. Free him now. Free him now. Free him now. Jesus will still be there. You'll never cry again, my son. This is the last time you'll cry over these circumstances. The power of God shall reign victorious. Where's the person that come with him? Come and hug him. And wipe the tears from your eyes. Hug daddy. Come out of her. Come out to her. Come out to her. Come out to her. Take the child. How long the child is like this? How long the child is like this?
11 years now.
How are you? What happened to your hand? Why they tie your feet? Where's mom? What happened again? You get again worse or just worse?
Things now. He's saying some things now, but I don't know.
What he's saying?
It's a spirit of perversion, is incest. Incest is very sexual, homosexual, destructive, killing, stuff like that. But very perverse.
Come. We don't have this space. So why the spirit come back? Yes. What the spirit says?
The prophecy from vision is that it's planted in the back of my yard. I remember in the vision I had the little boy and I saw the machete planted, but the point was sticking out, but the handle was buried. And I pulled it out and I had a little boy.
What the vice tell you to do? To pull this? The vice say you should pull this? Speak to me. Tell you to do. Tell prophet, what did he tell you to do? Loose his feet. Don't put on your hands. Jesus was too good. Can't pull. You don't come from country. Mom, come for your child and take my instruction very clear. Let the child sleep in my t-shirt for 45 days and 45 nights. You shall see power. Open your eyes, son. Open your eyes. Where's the family? Come family. Come. Because they anchor the house and bury his clothes in graveyards. Now, as long as he live, he must mad, crazy, kill people, and go prison. So they walk up here, we're gonna walk up here too. You have a light fire yet? Big fire? Big fire? 4 cream soda, 4 dragon, 4 flask of rum, 4 beer, 4 guineas, 4 bungler scallion. Light the big fire. Put all of it tonight and write his name on piece of paper so you are free. And 4 coconuts. Dry coconut. Free the son. Free the man. Sit down here. Where them hear the first one bust them say a prophet give you something to walk. Just put them in the fire, don't throw them out. Put them in there, make them bust. Somebody head bust. Make them bust. But then call my boss and tell my boss, say me I work with fire me. My boss bust them up too. Bust off and laugh. Aya. Go for one t-shirt, go and get Aya. I'm gone feet, Aya. Soon come. You're good now, Aya. Once you work with prophet, you're good, man. Come, Bing. Today you're free. 100% free. You'll travel the world after today. I'm walking into an unfinished house. Whose house is it?
My own, sir.
Why it not finished?
Pure up there, them work for me, sir.
The more you work on the unfinished house, I am more not going nowhere. You spend on it and it no move.
No move, no go nowhere. Come my work, come like me, you're dead for me. More my work, I move me hungry. God.
I finished the unfinished house in 3 months.
Thank you, sir.
There was a woman get pregnant with a boy child. Where is she? Where is she, blessing?
I don't know what she is.
She get pregnant with a boy child.
Let's see, I found that too.
The child is not alive. So she lose the child. How will she lose the child?
I have a strong feeling she should take abortion.
You don't have a strong feeling. You give orders. You are dangerous, man.
No. Never. Don't give me orders.
Did you give her orders?
No,
So how she choose to lose the child?
I don't know.
The child is not with us now.
I lose a child, and she never tell me how she lose it. She just says she lose
But
it.
you found out, isn't it? Is that what you say?
Repeat for me?
So she didn't tell you until she
Yeah.
do away with the
Yeah.
child? Did you vex? Did
Never
you
too
cuss?
much, you know. I never vex too much, but me vex.
You did vex?
Yeah.
Did you put back a next one?
Oh, no, no.
You're not that dangerous then. I give you 2 children. For the rest of your life, you shall prosper. The rest of your life, you shall prosper. I give you a supermarket. You shall own your own business. Go home, my son. There is a woman here. You realize that you are in a position, but you're not sure if you want to keep it. Come, let me talk to you. Let me decide for you. You're in a position, but you're not sure you want to keep it. Come, let me pray with you. Come, let me pray with you. You're into a position, but you're not sure you want to keep it. Come, let me pray with you. Quickly, just come. Where is the woman? What happened?
I live in my mother's house, and it feels like the entire family wants me to leave. But I did some renovation there, and I spent some money. I kind of want to turn around and walk away from it, but I really have nowhere to go.
But you don't have nowhere to go.
Correct.
You have somewhere to go now. This is how you will prove that I am a true prophet of God. But before I release you, you must answer my question correctly. Are you involved now?
Yes.
Where's the man?
At work, I believe.
He's at work now.
Yes.
Your life is sweet just like the honey is sweet. There is 2 birds in one nest. Go home. Marcus in 23 hours will see you. 2 birds in one nest. Marcus born October the 10th, 1972. Marcus the rental. You have 18 different vehicles that he rents. One is yours. I'm not talking to nobody. Come. I'm just speaking. I have a friend called Bob Marley. He said, who the cap fit? Marcus is your lucky number. Marcus' last 4 digit is 9631. Today you're free, my son. What doctor says? What doctor says?
I have a liver mass.
So you have liver problem?
Yes.
Liver problem. Lift up your shirt. I transfer this problem to the enemy. Turn around. Go home. You'll be surprised when the doctor tell you next. Go home. Loose his hand. Does it feel good to be free? Does it feel good to be free? Cramp and paralyze every demon that operates through this body. Cramp and paralyze every demon that operates through this body. Cramp and paralyze every demon that operates through this body. Cramp and paralyze every demon that operates through this body. All of you, before you leave, you must get a spray all over your face to take off the veil that they place on you. All of you. Leave it alone, don't give no commandments. Because this is 5 to Deliverance. When I go in the army, you come out and buy me a kiss. What's your name? What's your name? What's your name?
I already told you.
What's your name? Where's your name? I want the man to start to walk. Why are you crippling that?
He is the boss.
The boss sent you?
No.
Who sent you?
Wicked man sent me to destroy them all.
So how much people you cripple already? How much?
A lot.
What is the combination to heal them?
The combination is...
What's the combination to heal them?
My dog and kill me.
What's the combination to heal them? What's the combination to heal them? That need combination.